Welcome to the July the 16th, 2007 taping of It Happened in Grand Prairie, Texas. As we bring you the history of our city, some of the people that have made history in the past, and some of the people that are beginning a new history and making history even this very day, one day at a time. It's so exciting today. This is our history tape number 601. 601, and we're so pleased to have today a majestic lady that is the Postmaster of Grand Prairie, Texas. Diane Tyndall, Postmasters of the World of Grand Prairie. Welcome to the set and welcome to Grand Prairie a second time.
Thank you. I'm
Yes.
happy to be here.
Yes.
It's an honor.
Oh, we're honored to have you. It's so exciting because I did get an invitation to attend your oath of office. And oh, that was really awesome. So we're going to talk about that later in the show, but let's talk about now the real Diane Tyndall. And if you allow us to kind of cross over into the personal, tell us a little bit about Diane, where you were born. I'd like for you to name your parents and also to tell us if you have siblings and where they are now.
Okay.
All right.
I was born in New Jersey, Wayne, New Jersey. My parents are Robert Newell and Patricia Newell.
Okay.
I have 6 siblings. My brother Bob is in Rhode Island. I have a brother Tom in Iowa and a brother Doug in Iowa. I have a sister Sue in Iowa and a sister Elizabeth in Nebraska. Then we have some adopted siblings too, Michelle, who's in Iowa. And let's see, we have my husband, who is currently, Terry Tyndall is my husband, and he lives here in Grand Prairie with me.
Yes.
We have 2 children.
Let's name the 2 children now.
Leslie and Julie, and then we have 3 grandsons.
All right, but let's get to Leslie and Julie and tell us a little bit about your children, if they're married, and name the grandchildren too, because you're in bad trouble if you don't name grandchildren.
Okay. Terry has Julie, who lives in Iowa and works with a banking firm, mortgage company.
All right.
She has 2 grandchildren. She has 2 children, Carter and Mason. And Leslie lives here in Texas. Our other daughter, Leslie, who is in Houston, Texas, her husband is Charles, and they have a little boy, Chase. He's 5.
That's wonderful. At least you have a nest here in Texas, and that helps a little, doesn't it?
Yes.
You miss the ones that are away.
The ones that are in Illinois and Iowa, yeah, we do miss them, but they've been coming here, so that's nice. And we get to see the ones in Texas more, which was one of the reasons that we wanted to come here.
That is good. That's wonderful. And tell me about your schooling credentials.
Okay, for schooling, I went to school for nursing back in Iowa, and then I switched over and took some business classes. I graduated with the Post Office's Academy, Bolger Academy, in the Advanced Leadership Program. And I'm continuing to take classes now.
Even now that you're a postmaster of first grade.
Yes.
Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it great an opportunity? What brought you to Grand Prairie, Texas?
Family and the position. We have family in Texas, and I like the Dallas area. When I was looking for jobs in a warmer climate for my husband, I liked the Dallas area, and we have a grandchild in Houston, so that's why I put in for the job and was one of the final candidates, and then I was nominated, and we received the promotion.
Well, since the United States Post Office is a corporation, is it really hard to get through the glass ceiling in the corporation, in the corporate world there of the post office? Like they have the good old boys that you have to really know what you're doing to be able to make the grade?
It's changing as we are progressing in the right direction. You know, they are working towards having more diversity in the company, and it's getting better as we go on.
It's getting better. All right. When you came to Grand Prairie, Texas, it was in September of '06.
Correct.
September of '06.
I bought my house in November. We moved here. I started my job in September, but we moved in November. We lived in a hotel until we found a house.
And you love it here?
Oh, I love it. Love the neighborhood. I'm in the Nottingham area. Love the house we purchased. Love the weather.
Yes.
My office is great. I have great people. I'm working with great people, and I have great employees.
That's wonderful. Is your husband still employed, or is he retired?
He's retired from the Postal Service.
Oh, that is good. You can make him make dinner then every once in a while.
He does.
can't you? Oh, that is good.
He earns his keep.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
He's
That is-
great.
That
He's
is really
great.
great. Well, in September when you got to the post office, did you find it in good, better, best, or questionable situations?
The office itself, there were some things that I needed to address because the postmaster had been gone for a while, so the
Yeah.
office had been in transition quite a bit. The postmaster left for another job, and then they had a couple OICs. They're called officer in charge. They had a couple different ones. So the office had been in transition for quite a while. So when I got there, I had a lot to do, a lot to get cleaned up and get organized and get it back on track.
And by the time we got to this wonderful oath of office, which was in April the 27th, did you feel like you had had your feet on the ground? But I understand you had had a little illness in between there, and now you're better.
Yep, I'm doing good. I feel we're doing really well. We're making a lot of progress. We just had a staffing review in my office because I wanted to get more staffing on board because Grand Prairie is growing. The growth is phenomenal, and I needed to have some more employees. I have 3 buildings. So it's taken a while to get everything lined up, but we're on the right track, and we're doing really good as far as getting things straightened out and getting things lined up and getting my staffing where I'd like it to be.
Of your 3 buildings, which is the most efficient and the best report that you get from all 3 of them that come into you and you look them over?
Okay.
What is the best of the 3?
I love to say naturally the one that I'm in at the main office, but in all honesty, Westchester, my station, Westchester runs very, very efficiently. Sarah Lee is the station manager there, and she has a team of Sharon Favors and Dolores Wright, and they do an excellent job with the staffing that they have. So they actually are running very, very efficient.
And you said that you've been reviewed, or you think you're going to get any help from that review?
Yes, we just had the review. I just went over the results last week, and I'm allowed to bring on board 8 more employees. Right now we're looking for transfers because some offices surrounding us may have too many employees due to automation and a decrease in the volume. So right now we're looking to see if anybody wants to transfer into Grand Prairie, maybe from Arlington or Fort Worth or from Dallas, but I'm entitled to 8 more employees, which is a great thing. We needed them.
That will help, won't it? Now Westchester and
Fountain.
And where's the third? post
Fountain.
office?
The Fountain is over in the industrial area.
In the industrial, over Great Southwest.
Right, and then we have the main office right by the police department on Carrier, and then Westchester. So we have the 3 buildings.
Oh, that is great. How do you spend all your time? Do you have to go and check on those, or can you check on them electronically?
I can check on them electronically through the computer, and I have managers. Sarah Lee is the manager at the Westchester, and then I have Jay Fredericks, who's also a manager who assists me with the main and Fountain. And then I have some supervisors too. We have a team of 7.
I have the nicest postman that comes to our place of business. I know. How do you find all of these nice people?
I'm fortunate. In Grand Prairie, I have some really, really caring employees on the
You have
clerks,
dedicated-
carriers, rurals, and there's several of them that have been there for many, many, many years. Right now it's summer, so it's a little harder in the summertime because we have a lot of people on vacation. So I've got employees that are carrying their route, and then when they're done with their route, then they carry part of another route. So they're out there for 10 and 12 hours a day in the heat.
Now, who's responsible for all of that scheduling? That must be a tremendous thing, as a long and narrow city as we are.
It's a lot of work to schedule them. We have 158 employees at Grand Prairie. And
150.
scheduling is a task, but the supervisors are very good at it, and they do it in advance, trying to line everything up in advance. But of course, you always have something that happens, such as, a carrier might sprain an ankle or someone might call in sick, and then you have to just adjust.
You have zip codes out the gazoo, from 0 up to what, 6?
We have 7. We have 50 and 51 zip codes at the main office. And then we have 52 and 54 at Westchester, and then we use 53 for the box section. So currently, right now, we have 5 of them.
5.
50, 51, 52, 53, 54.
That's good.
And we're just continuing to grow and grow.
Yes.
So eventually we may have to get another one.
May have to get another zip. Wouldn't that be something? And then you'd have a 6-zip
A 6-zip.
situation.
Mhm.
Yes, that's good. All right, now we've talked a little bit about you and the kind of current situation, but really I wanted to pick your brain about the history of the post office in Grand Prairie, Texas, beginning back in probably 1874. Anything from 1874 to 2007. Why don't you just go over some things? I know you've researched it because you promised me you would.
I researched it.
All right, tell it to me just like you're telling it to one of the grandkids.
Okay. Well, the office started in 1874, and it wasn't called Grand Prairie at the time. It was Deckman Grand Prairie.
Mm-hmm.
And then that changed in 1877.
Mm-hmm.
It became Grand Prairie.
Yeah.
I'm the 23rd postmaster of Grand Prairie. There's been 22 before me. We started rural delivery, which is out in the country. It's easiest to know that it's out in the country if you refer to it that way.
Yeah.
We started out in 1913, and in 1913 they started out with 2 routes.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, right now, I've got 29 full rural routes and 3 auxiliary rural routes, serving
From 2 to 29.
plus 3 auxiliaries.
Oh,
And auxiliaries are half routes because we
half.
have so much growth coming on. This year, they've added 2.5 rural routes already this year.
Mm-hmm.
So we're serving currently over 21,000 deliveries in the country now. Back in 1913, when it started, there was only 2 routes. So we're up to 29 and 3 half routes. And we're putting more in. I mean, the growth in Grand Prairie is phenomenal. On the city side, in 1943, they started city delivery. And we had 3 walking routes and 1 parcel post route.
Isn't that something?
Well, compared to now, because now I've got 56 with over 40,000 city deliveries. So that's really amazing. The growth is just phenomenal. I mean, the forefathers of Grand Prairie really did an excellent job looking out for the economical growth of Grand Prairie and, you know, the future of Grand Prairie, because it's just been wonderful. The growth of the businesses, the growth of the families, the growth of the industries. Our revenue, 50 years ago, Grand Prairie had $226,000 was the revenue for the year, 50 years ago, 226. This year, our gross revenue will be $140 million.
Wow.
So we went from 226,000, and in 50 years, we're up to 140 million is going to be our gross revenue.
That is remarkable.
Our salaries and benefits for the year is going to be 11.5 million because we have 158 employees on the rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing, I mean, we've grown, the post office has grown, thankfully, you know, for the leaders of Grand Prairie, because they really looked out for the future of Grand Prairie and the businesses. I mean, Grand Prairie is doing so successful right now because of the businesses. I mean, we have got a lot of good customers that keep the office going, like Hard Hanks is one of my big customers, Amplex, DDA, Room Store, Ashley Furniture. We have quite a few, Tom Riggins. We have several really, really good customers that help keep the revenue up there.
That helps, doesn't it?
We're very fortunate. And the company's changed so much too over the years. I was looking up the history, and a rural route would make $650 a year, plus the cost of hiring a horse. You know, now rural route carriers, you know, they can average $50,000 a year. I mean, it's amazing the differences that have taken place.
And you have rolling stock that is just remarkable. Do you keep your rolling stock all at the main, or does each station have their own rolling stock?
Each facility has their own stock. We have stock at Fountain and at Westchester and at the main office. And it's changed, how we do business has changed quite a bit too, because customers can we have people that businesses will order stock by fax. They'll fax in an order, and we'll send out the order the very next day, COD. So we have businesses that'll fax me in an order. This way they don't even have to come and wait in a line. Or we have customers that will order by mail, stamps by mail, so they don't have to come to the office. We also do a lot of business through the internet now. You know, we have click and ship and parcel pickup, and you know, there's a lot of ways the customers do not even have to come in the office, and they can still do business with us. So it's changed.
Yes, it really has changed.
We're trying to keep it so that people do not have to come and stand in the lobby. We're trying to make it more convenient so they can do everything from home.
Well, not only at your facility do you have the mailing capability, but you do passports. And what other things do you all do other than just mailing stuff?
Okay, we do passports for the community, and we've been having passport fairs for the community because the laws have changed. So people are going to need to have passports to get into Canada and to Mexico. So we are running passport fairs on Saturdays so that this way the people that work during the week can come in on a Saturday. We've been running the passport fairs once a month on the weekend.
Yes.
And then we run them during the week. We do passports from 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. So we make it convenient for the customer. Last year we sold $50,000 worth of passports, and so far this year we've sold $160,000 worth of passports.
Wow.
Because the laws
They
have
changed
changed.
the law.
Right, so everybody's coming in. And we have people that can translate for us because which is very, very helpful for this community. So we do have employees that speak Spanish, and that's been great. Doing it on Saturday mornings has helped the public. And we're doing another one in July, another passport fair, but we do them all week long, and then once a month we do it on the weekend to help the community.
That's good.
So we do passports, we do mailings through the bulk mail. You know, the businesses we have a bulk mail center in our office.
Special permits.
And we do a lot of business through the computer now, and faxes, and by phone, and by mail, so that people don't have to come to the office. We also will actually go to like a church or a business that has a group of people that might be going on a trip. So like if you have a church group going overseas for something, we can come on site and take care of the passports for you.
That is good.
You can actually shop also, like you can make your own cards on the internet through the Postal Service, and you can send them right off without even having to come to the office. So it's changed tremendously.
And I come into the front of the post office at the main, and I see all of these racks with all of these different kind of opportunities that you have there, whether I send it by special mail or by whatever different changes.
Express mail or priority mail. Our priority mail we're growing. Our business in priority mail is growing because you can get the mail there in 2 to 3 days, and people like that. Our express mail, we do express mail because that's the guaranteed. I mean, that's the only one that's guaranteed for overnight delivery. We guarantee that. But right now we're doing a lot of the passports, and we're doing some international mailing with the military people being overseas.
I had not thought of that question to ask you.
We're doing a lot. We do a lot out to the military. A lot of people are mailing to the military people.
Well, almost my favorite thing to come to the post office is the special issue stamps. And aren't those a pain in the ear for you?
They're fun.
Yes.
But we have a lot of customers that are very anxious about them, and some will call in advance waiting for the first day when they come out. But it is fun to have the new stamps and the different stamps. Like the breast cancer stamp is still very, very popular. People come in and ask for that. You know, people have different things that they believe in, so that's nice too that we have a variety to offer them.
And when the rates went up at the post office recently, you had to get 2 different kind of stamps, and now we're down to almost 1 kind of stamp, and that sure does help, doesn't it?
Yes, it will help, especially for keeping stock on hand, and it helps the customers.
Yes. I wanted to ask about the post office boxes that we have at the main. Do we have those at Westchester and also in the Great Southwest? Do they have post office boxes at those places also?
Yep, we have post office boxes at all 3 buildings, and right now a lot of people are switching over to post office boxes. And on the street we do a lot of cluster box delivery where you actually have the boxes are locked with a key. And the reason for that is 1, security, and 2, identity theft, because we're in a different time, and things are different now. So you need to protect your identity, and you need to protect your mail. So a lot of people were switching over to cluster boxes because they're locked up. So it makes it tougher for someone to steal the mail. And P.O. boxes are very convenient for the customers because they know their mail is safe and secure, and they can come in and pick it up when it's convenient for them.
Now, if I lived in a neighborhood where we have the neighborhood associations, and we decided we wanted one of those, what is the process for getting a nest of those post office boxes in my neighborhood?
Okay, you just contact the post office, and then each case is different. It depends on the line of travel of the carriers and the location. So all they need to do is contact the post office, and then we'll get all the details, collect all the information, and look into it for them. But the post office is really pushing for the cluster boxes, one for the safety of the mail and for efficiency too.
That's
but
wonderful.
with identity theft and the new era that we're in, you have to be careful.
Yes.
I mean, I used to be able to deliver your checks to your mailbox and you not worry about it. But if someone came along and stole your checks, they'd have your account number. So things are changing to lock boxes and post office boxes. But we're working with people to get everybody on cluster boxes, as many as we can.
How often do you have to have a surveillance at your post office to see if everything is going well after you close down the shop and lock all the doors? Then the post office boxes are open. There's many things there that you have your vending stamps, you have slots in there. That door is open. Is it open all night?
At certain buildings, you can lock up at a certain time. Now, the main office at Grand Prairie is open 24 hours, the one located right by the police department,
Yes.
which is very convenient for the customer. And we also have our local police department keeping an eye on it also.
Oh, that is good. Well, I know that there's been several times when I had something that I just had to get to the post office at 11 or 12 o'clock at night, and I have always felt comfortable to go by there and park and go inside and put my mail in the right slot.
Yep.
And I know you have the boxes on the outside where you put it. I always feel secure when I go inside and put it in that box instead of the box outside. Is there any difference in the time pickup?
They're both, it's very safe to put in your mail in either at the office or in the blue boxes. The mail goes out the mail goes out a couple times a day, and then we also collect those boxes. We have a schedule for picking up those boxes routinely. So those boxes are picked up all the time. They actually scan the box. We send out a truck at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we send out a truck at 6:30 in the evening. And then the very next day, our first truck comes in at 2 a.m. So that mail is constantly going. All Grand Prairie's mail is shipped out every day, twice a day.
Right.
And then we get mail in 2 and 3 times a day back.
Now, in the event that I wanted to find one of those blue boxes in my neighborhood, not have to go to the post office and not go to one of the 3 stations that you have, how do I find those? Is there a map that shows me where those are in town? For instance, I know there's one on Main Street, East Main Street, and I visit it often.
We have several of them throughout the city, but actually you can just call into the office and we'd find out where you are at. You tell us, and we'll give you the nearest ones. We'll give you the locations of them.
Do you have a wonderful magic number at the post office that anybody can get through without getting a recording and says, you have reached the Grand Prairie Post Office. We will not be available for 30 days or whatever, all of these automated things. Tell me a good number to call the post office.
972-264-5754. And then, of course, we do have the automated number, but all the post office is going to the automated number, but that's our local number.
That is your local number. And there's almost always someone there during the 8 to 5.
Normally it's Sylvia, and she's awesome. She's wonderful.
Isn't she awesome?
She's the secretary, and she does an awesome job, and she can also translate. So normally it is Sylvia, and she's there. And if she's not there, then it could be Anne Marie or Lisa.
Well, either of the 3. When I came into the post office one day, and you had a beautiful poster up out in the lobby, and it said, "The post office is it." And I do a speech about it and its. And I asked them for that, and so they said, if you'd come back in about 30 days, and they made that as a gift to me, and I have that and I showed that this is what the post office had, that they're it, and that there are a lot of other its, and that's in a speech that I do about recycling and other things in the city of Grand Prairie, Texas. I want to thank y'all personally for letting that be pulled out of that show and tell and put into work, because it's been shown many places over the state of Texas. And
that's great.
And as far as you're concerned, do you plan to be here forever? What are you going to do when you get out of the postal business?
When I get out of the postal business, I really haven't thought that far in advance what I'm going to do.
You mentioned nursing, an interest in nursing at one time.
And my little sister actually finished and got her master's. I discovered while I was in college for nursing that me and blood do not mix. So I decided it wasn't the thing for me to do, so I switched careers. My little sister got her master's in nursing, and she's great at it, but it wasn't for me. No, it wasn't for me. I think when I finally do retire from the post office, which, that's years down the road, I'm just going to enjoy family and friends and the kids, and just kick back and enjoy life. Right now, I'm just enjoying the post office because it is an extended family.
What do you project for Grand Prairie, say, in the next 5 years, never knowing what the city council is going to do, but some of the other things? What do you project for the post office in Grand Prairie for the future?
We will continue to change because
Yes.
it's inevitable. We change daily, so we will continue to change. And our goal is to be more convenient for the customers. I predict more growth because we're growing. South of Grand Prairie is growing and growing and growing. So we're going to continue to grow, and hopefully we'll continue to be more convenient for the customer. And I predict that, there's going to be more changes with automation. So times are changing. Machines do a lot of the mail. So things will change, but hopefully we'll keep going in a positive trend and be of more service to our customer.
Now I'd like for you in about a minute to look out into your camera and talk to the people out there and tell them how exciting it is to be a postmaster, and that it's a wonderful career for young people, boys or girls, and give them a good hard sell on that, would you?
Okay. I've got over 20 years in the Postal Service, and it has been an excellent career. You can get in and you can work your way up. There's all kinds of advantages. There's all kinds of opportunities. The company has changed. The benefits are great. And the one thing I like about being the postmaster is you have a variety in the job. It's never the same. No 2 days are ever the same. And I'm fortunate enough to work with a great group of people in Grand Prairie. I have an excellent team in Grand Prairie. My rural carriers do a wonderful job. I have excellent clerks. My city carriers, even in the heat, they deliver, and they're proud of how they do it. My management team is excellent. There's always opportunity at the post office, and it's changing, and we're going to change daily, and we're going to keep changing with it, and we'll do the best we can. My favorite thing about the post office is the people. The people make the job, and there's a variety of people that you deal with. It's an extended family. So I have my family, but I also have my postal family, which is an extension of my life. And I enjoy that. That's the biggest, most rewarding part of it, the customers that you meet and the people that you deal with.
That's wonderful. Now, if they're looking to that as a career, is there a basic college requirement to get on the ground floor to start with, or can they come in out of high school, or what is the lowest amount that they generally take?
Okay, at the post office, you do not need a degree. You take a civil service exam and you get your score, and then you go from there.
Go from there.
Yep. You can get hired right off of the after you take the civil service exam, there's a register, and it goes by score, and then you can be selected to be hired into the Postal Service, and you can work your way up to the postmaster. I started out as a part-time summer casual carrier. I was part-time summer help, and I worked my way up. I was a carrier, and then I was a clerk, and then I was a supervisor, and then I was a manager. And I've been a postmaster in several different offices. The post office offers you many opportunities to keep working your way up if that's what you'd like to do.
Wonderful. Oh, you've given us such a wonderful history and such a wonderful, exciting tour of our 3 post office without going on site. And I want to thank you so much, Diane.
I want to thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure indeed, and thank you very much. And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you that history is as we live and do, and that we document it correctly. And thank you for watching our history show today.